Hello, beautiful people. It's Sinderfam. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're back again with another video from the Whatever podcast. Let's check it out.
Destiny and Peyton, do you have any disagreements with the show host? You guys both of you simply wrote misogyny. And I don't know if this is also the case for you. Unfortunately, your questionnaire did not include that one. So
yeah, I don't think it had that on
okay,
there. So it doesn't apply to me.
Maybe safe to assume, though, that you would have wrote that too. Maybe you guys have seen the show then?
I haven't seen like a full show, but I definitely seen clips on Twitter.
Right. So you think the show is misogynistic, or you think myself or Andrew, I guess, is misogynistic?
I would say the show. Yeah.
Both? Okay. First, just so we understand the terms correctly, how do you define misogyny?
Like you think men are superior?
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, you think men are superior, you think we're femcells, usually
Wait, what's a femcell?
What?
Like a incel, but a female incel. Like
What?
how women call men incels as insults, and men call women
You know what an
femcels.
incel means?
Hold on. First off, no, men never use the term femcell as an insult. Secondly, there's no such thing as a female incel.
I've seen it on Twitter, that's why I said it. But
No woman can be involuntarily celibate. So it's not even worth having a conversation about. But so okay, you think that to your first point, you think that we think men are superior.
Based off your answers.
Answers even tonight?
Yes.
Okay, what have I said tonight that would indicate that I think men are superior?
Well, earlier you were saying how you specifically, Eric.
Oh, so I'm the
Yeah,
misogynist.
no.
Yeah.
But
So
Eric's another panelist.
Okay, so
you have not seen any clips of Eric. Your accusations about misogyny have to do either with me or
From today.
Andrew. So, what examples tonight from me have I indicated that I believe males are superior or whatever?
I have one.
Sure.
When I forgot what I said, but she was like, "Yeah, women don't think that way. Women don't think like that. Like we just don't have brains." Like
What though?
it was just such a generalization that it just sounded like, "Yeah, you the type of
Y'all
man that
gotta
just
be
hate
specific
women."
though.
I forgot what I said. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I
See-
wish I could roll back the clip. But it was a question asked about, "Oh, what about if women do this and think that men?" Oh, fuck.
See, when you make accusations, you got to be specific about what happened.
How about
know
this?
what confuses
You guys
me?
filled this out before the start of the show. What before the start of the show would establish myself or the show as misogynistic?
I wish I could pull up one of y'all clips.
Which clip? Go ahead. Here, how about we start with Destiny? Destiny, what is something I have said that is misogynistic?
I think that the show kind of has that rep. So that's kind of what I coming
Okay, sure.
into
What
it. I was like,
what?
okay, mentally prepared.
Okay, what
Stand
has
up for the women.
sure? What has led to that reputation?
Maybe like the arguments being mostly based on men and women and like what they bring to the table and like what are they.
How would that be misogynistic?
Even that
Just your guys' arguments. It's
Which
just-
are which one?
There's so many.
Okay, give me one.
I have stoner brain.
I think y'all confuse a
can
male's
give you
perspective as being misogynistic.
Maybe.
No, because I argue with men all the time, and you can just tell when somebody like hates women versus like when
No,
they
you
just
can
want
tell
to
when
decide.
dudes want a women worshiper versus a man who's not afraid to be objective with a woman. I think y'all get it twisted. Y'all think because a man is objective and he's challenging how you think, that he thinks he's better than women. And y'all think a guy that's willing to say, "Oh yeah, you're right," that he's a real man. No, he just he's afraid to lose you. Some men are not afraid to lose you at the sake of their own self-respect and sanity. But that doesn't mean they're misogynistic.
I'm not talking about men that's afraid to lose me. I'm talking about people that I argue with on the daily.
Yeah, let's get back to the conversation.
Interesting that a couple of minutes ago, both of the ladies that said the show is misogynistic or men are misogynistic, especially the men on the panel, a couple of minutes ago, they could not answer what it is about or what made them say or call the men misogynist. But later, when a man is speaking or a man says something, then they want to attack or move on to attack. So let me get this straight. So a woman is not supposed to be called out. Exactly what Eric said. So a woman is not supposed to be called out because, I mean, everything a woman said, every man should be agreeable or should totally agree with her because exactly most of them are afraid of losing her. So they just have to agree so that it doesn't end up in an argument. Come on. This is the problem. This is the reason why lots of these women feel so entitled. And when you oppose their opinion or you call them out or you try to hold them accountable, then they try to paint the word to say you're a misogynist. Because lots of the time, many of these women are not used to being accountable. So the entitlement comes to play that men is not supposed to have opinion or men is not supposed to share their perspective for a woman to understand, because obviously women are supposed to be carried along or babied all the time. It doesn't work like that. In the real world, it is completely different. And again, men or most men are going to share their perspective. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't have to be that the man hates women or the man hates a woman. It is his perspective, and most of the time women need, or modern women need, to be held accountable. And it's just that simple.
So what have I said that's misogynistic?
Can I answer a question with a question?
Hold on. I'll let you come in, but they made the claim, so they have to.
I think you banana. It just seems
Wow,
like
you guys really love to save other women. Go ahead.
It seems like you view women
See,
as
like, why you gonna
objects
say
more
that?
Oh,
than
no,
like,
stop. Guys, you got to kindly shut the fuck up and let her talk. Go ahead.
That's not kind. I don't know
I don't
who
give
you're
a
talking
fuck.
to.
Go ahead.
You clearly don't.
It seems like you guys view women as objects more than actual women.
Okay, what have I said tonight that would indicate that I view women as objects?
Well, saying that we don't think or that we don't have brains.
When did I say that?
Didn't you say that?
He's
What
just
did I say?
manipulating you, girl.
What-
I don't
how-
know.
how's it manipulation?
Because you it's manipulation when you ask for an example, knowing that you could just rewind the clip and just go look back at the stream. You already know what you said.
No,
Like,
I'm
She
asking
said
And
you.
before
we
the
forgot.
show.
We forgot what you said.
No,
Yeah,
Because
but
we've been here
before
for
the
over
show.
5 hours.
But before the
so
show.
it's very hard to pick up. Like, oh yeah, this is
But
something
who
cares
he said
about the show?
5 hours ago.
But the questions are asked based on their perception of him before the show started.
he makes misogynistic remarks. I will say that.
So what?
Like-
okay,
I cannot remember.
You literally can't provide one thing.
I already said what you said when you said women don't think like that. In
As far as
response
what?
to one
As-
of the questions
you
about
have to
women
remind
thinking
me-
that men, it was something about women thinking that men like care about them in another way or something like that. I'm upset that I don't remember, but I just think it's weird to say, oh, just because you don't remember it, that means I'm not misogynistic. Like, no.
So if I
We can
blamed
come
you
back to
for a
this
crime and I
conversation.
can't prove it, does that substantiate my accusation?
Well, it's not like you're going to be on trial and you're going to be
I'm
in the
just using
courtroom
an
without any
example,
evidence.
sweetheart.
I don't have my phone to pull up and I don't have the memory to remember what he said 3 hours ago. At the
But you
beginning
remember
of
it
the
was
stream.
misogynistic.
But it was before. Forget whatever I said
I
during the
remember
show.
what he said. I forgot what
Here, tell
the
you what.
question was asked
Tell
to
you
me.
what. I'll just go ahead and I'll just grant to you that maybe I said something misogynistic during the show.
Yes.
What you filled this out before the show. What have I said that is misogynistic?
I wasn't really talking about you specifically when I said that. I was talking about this show in
Sure.
general.
What is misogynistic about the show in general?
Just the way that you guys frame questions, you guys ask women questions like to like kind of upset them and like questions that you have more information on than us, knowing that we're kind of like random and we don't have time to get information and knowledge to back up our arguments versus you guys have all these statistics and all this stuff to back up exactly statistics and graphs that y'all plan in advance.
wait,
instead of
hold
telling
on.
us what we need to instead of telling us the
Sure.
conversation at hand,
You
we
can
have
make,
more time to
You can
prepare.
make an argument that that's unfair. What the fuck does that have to do with misogyny?
It's misogyny because you're doing it, and everybody that comes on here majority of the time is mostly women that don't have the information to argue back
So
with
it's
you.
7 of y'all versus 1 of me. You can't with your collective brain power
It's not just one
overwhelm.
of you, though. You have technology and you're Googling all these statistics. And
But most of the
I can make these arguments without the graphs and infographics. That's just to clarify points. You guys bring up these claims about the education, voting. You guys are just wrong because you bought into the feminist propaganda,
calling us
and I have to
wrong.
correct it.
And calling
you
us
are
feminists.
wrong.
How is somebody's
You
point
are
of view
feminists. You're all
wrong?
feminists.
Okay,
But
my
this
other
is the
point-
thing, though. This is the thing.
Wait.
How I
Wait. She
feel
has to say her
about-
thing. Go ahead. Say it.
How
Is your point of view wrong?
Yeah.
No, I believe in truth and facts. Your point of view is irrelevant if the
Why
facts
is it
are.
irrelevant?
Like
we don't have the
Your-
facts right
your-
here to
okay,
back it up
if your
like
point
you.
here, if your point of view is men have had voting rights for 1,000 years and women haven't, that's just factually inaccurate.
When did we
It's
say
not. Hold on.
thousands?
Stop.
We didn't
Stop.
say thousands.
No, I'm providing an example. You were just factually incorrect when it came to women's voting.
No, I use that as an example when I brought
But
it
you
up.
still
You
was
asked
wrong.
me.
How
you
was
asked
she wrong
me
if she-
what
we
was.
didn't say
No,
1,000
it was a
years.
reply to an answer. You asked me. I believe the question was. You asked me. What have women, come throughout time fighting for and stuff like that. So I brought up the things that we were fighting for: our rights to vote, education, abortion. So I was answering
But you
questions.
said, okay, here's the
stated.
genesis of that entire conversation. You said that you're a woman's advocate, and the first thing you went to, I don't know why, in what way would you still be advocating 100 years later when women have already had the right to vote?
You asked me about
women's-
things over time. It was the first thing that popped in my head.
No. You said you're a women's advocate. You said you're a women's advocate. I'm like, what do you advocate for? And you're like, women's right to vote. You
safety.
have the right to vote.
Our
How's
safety. No, originally when I told you what I practice and how I'm, advocating, it was safety and
that safety? From what?
from danger,
Whoa.
from people trying to take advantage of you. From
Oh, are you, sir? Wait, hold on. That's very.
Everybody's a victim of that.
That's
yeah,
a really.
and so you could take it both ways. You know, I can only speak for women. I only know how to protect
like
myself as a woman. I can't speak on how to protect myself as a man. I'm not a man.
I mean, that's a very misandrous statement for you to say that you
God.
need to protect yourselves from men. You're trying to paint all men as like
I
predators.
didn't say protect myself from
Oh,
men.
let's talk about the bear question then.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all
I'll
think
fight a
what's the
bear.
opposite of misogyny? Misandry.
Misandry,
So
yeah.
is The View misandrous?
Is what view?
The View. It's a show called The View. Is that a misandrous show?
Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
It's all
No.
women. It's
So y'all
women
never
from
heard of the show
different
that come on with Whoopi Goldberg
I
and all
would
the
say it
women?
is.
So you think that's a misandrous show?
Yeah, I saw a little bit this morning.
The only other
That's the only
podcast
thing.
I
Do you
can
think
compare is
women's
Fresh and
today's
Fit.
rap? Are you familiar with Cardi B and these Megan Thee Stallion? Do you think their music is misandrous? No. Why not?
Well, I don't know the words, but
Do you think their music is
I mean,
misandrous?
similar in how ways men speak down on women. You know, I've seen it on both sides.
So
in
do
rap.
you think their music is misandrous? Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion.
it's really not.
Is their music misandrous? Yes or no?
wait, why do you think it is?
I'm asking you. I'm just asking you. Do you think their music is misandrous? They just speak from a position where they're talking down to men.
Oh, like saying like fuck these niggas or something. Like,
Wait.
Fuck them and get some money.
We gotta
We can't
stop
say that
using
word. But
We gotta
I
stop
don't know.
using that
I don't
word.
know.
So you don't know if their music misandrous when they make music about, you know, F him if he ain't got no money, like regarding like this, like dismissing him to a financial object, like y'all say we sexually objectify y'all. Do you think their music economically objectifies men?
yes.
So
Yeah,
is that
actually
can that be
also.
considered misandrous?
I don't think so.
Of course not.
So okay, going back to you, you said that like I objectify women. How do I objectify women?
What do you say? The labia?
How would that? Hold on. How would that actually be objectifying women? You're gonna just look at yourself in the monitor, or are you gonna respond?
I don't know what to say. Wait, what was the question again?
Well, when I asked you how have I been misogynistic, and you're like, oh, you
Okay,
objectify
let me
women.
correct it. You've been perfect.
Okay.
Well, you said I was misogynist.
Okay,
How
that's
you think I'm misogynist?
she concedes the argument then.
But she pointed to me though.
I don't like arguing.
Why you think I'm misogynist?
Oh, I forgot what you said now, but
Oh,
I had it
See,
earlier.
that's the thing. See, my thing is with
Y'all are
y'all. It's
good
like
at this. Y'all are
y'all. The issue is this: women, y'all come to these conversations because I've done panels with a lot of women. Y'all have these preconceived notions of what you think you know, and then when a man has the information to counter it, you say stuff like, "Well, I don't have all the data, so why the fuck are you defending something that you're unlearned about?" That
'Cause we
doesn't
didn't
make
know
any
we were
sense.
gonna be talking
I'm
about
talking
this.
about in generalities, because whether you knew, I can come to it for example. Brian could say, hey, we talking about dating tonight. But I still might have, he might throw me a question about something that has nothing to do with dating. I still might have an answer for it. So whether I'm prepared to talk about it tonight or not doesn't mean I don't have the data for it. If you're so concerned with women's rights, if you're so concerned with the diaspora between, or the disconnection between what men can do and what women can do, you should have that information readily available to your mind if you're always talking about, you're in defense of it.
Another thing to think about here was that you guys brought up statistics, not us.
Yeah.
And so after you brought up statistics, I clarified the statistics. I didn't use them to even make an argument, just clarified what the statistics were. In this case,
I don't think we
the
brought
claim,
up
hang on,
statistics.
I'll
I
give you the
did. Oh, you
exact
did.
claim. The exact claim was how many women were getting abortions due to SA. That was your claim. And so you said that's what the statistics back. So all I did was clarify the statistics. Didn't use them as a weapon, just clarified what they are.
How's that misandrous?
I'm not saying like the stats is what's making it like misogyny. I'm just saying y'all have information to back up your arguments and we don't. And I feel like knowing that and inviting us and not telling us what we're going to talk about is it's not fair. Like, let me not say, oh, that's misogynist, but it's definitely not fair. And I feel like the arguments that we're talking about circulate around misogyny.
Well, let us assume for a
don't make
moment,
no
because this
sense.
is true.
I think it makes plenty
that
sense.
let us assume for just a second that in every single show, these same exact questions are asked over and over and over again.
I was
Because
asked
that's
it in this
hang
last
on,
minute.
because that's what happens.
So I wouldn't know.
And now let us assume again that there's like, oh, I don't know, over 150 episodes that you could go watch. Isn't your failure of preparation, even though these questions are asked every single panel, for every single panel that comes on, isn't the failure of preparation there on you and not on the panelists? There's no question you've been asked that every single other group of women isn't asked.
Because y'all judging the show based on clips, so why don't you do your due diligence to see the whole show? Because you've made conclusive statements on clips you've seen, but you haven't done your due diligence to see what the whole show is about. So that to me leads back to what you claim as misogyny, as you're not prepared to defend what you believe. You're just following a preset of thinking that you never really did your due diligence on, and then when you're challenged on it, you play victim. Like, if you don't know about something, stop defending what you don't know. Learn it. That goes for male, female,
Well, I'm not
white,
even.
white,
I'm not even as concerned with that as I am. Just
I am.
What I don't understand is every single panel of women who comes in, the same questions are asked of them. Every single one. Everything from the rating scale to the bow video to all of this. Every single panel that I've been on 76 times, I think. Every single one. It's the same questions asked to a different panel of women. If that's the case, then you at least have the last 70-something episodes to choose from to do just a modicum of research. How could that be blamed on the host?
I'm not blaming the host personally.
Well, I mean, but who should you be blaming? You should be blaming you, right? You're unprepared to have a conversation.
But who's to really
Unprepared to
blame?
have a conversation.
I'm upset. I'm hurt.
You have 70 episodes to choose from.
I'm hurt.
Can you
Listen.
scoot to the table a little bit?
This is the thing, and exactly what what Andrew said, and I was about to say it, because obviously these women they come unprepared. They don't Google or research or do their due research, because obviously the society is helping them to think for themselves, and this is what feminists cause, because modern feminists made it so easy to hate men. So all of a sudden, so just conditionally, lots of these modern women, their mindset is just conditioned to hate men. So if men have opinion or share the perspectives, or tries to hold a woman accountable, then of course the woman is gonna use the word or call him a misogynist, because it doesn't make sense. It is simple to do your research. I mean, if you're going to a show, you should already have an idea of what the show is about and check other previous things to check consistently. But of course, they don't do their research. They come, they just want to say what they want to say, and then blame it on somebody for them not being prepared. It don't make any sense. Exactly what the guy said here. So how come about that every time ladies keep saying the show is misogynist? How come? Or misogynistic? How come? Because it is just the mindset that these modern feminists continuously to breed to these women, and it's the fact that these women look at other female artists or female whatever feminists, modern feminists that have the exact same mindset as them, who put down men or insult men or degrade men. They don't see it as misandrist, right? But if a man is opinionated about a woman or shares his perspective about a woman, then he's a misogynist. Make it make sense. Just blame their lack of readiness or lack of research on men, because it's always going to be men's fault. At what point are women going to modern women going to take accountability for their actions or be held responsible? At what point? But again, it's a mindset or what the society is grooming lots of modern women into, for not thinking for themselves, always hate men, or think that men is the problem or a man is the problem. It don't make any damn sense. I wish these women would grow up and be adults. It's honestly sometimes embarrassing to hear some women say some things, and you wonder, like, what the heck is going on? Do they even know what they're saying? It don't make any sense. But let me know what you think. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love to share that. Can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.